Saturday, 1 March 2014, 3:16 a.m. I awake suddenly to the faint sound of conversation. Justine and Zar must be up. I find this somewhat surprising as I check my LED bedside clock. I would have thought that the cocktail Zar took would have taken a lot longer to wear off. Earlier, while Justine was away, I sat on the edge of the bed watching Zar snoring. Well, it was more a kind of labored breathing. Anyway, he was clearly alive, and that is all that mattered. I became bored rather quickly. In fact, within 15 minutes, I had pulled out my phone and was surfing the net using the house Wi-Fi. I decided to check my emails on my phone, which I've configured so as to receive the same ones as the computer in the basement. I generally don't like doing this because the small text is getting harder and harder for me to read. I'm pretty sure I'm getting long-sighted. At least modern smartphones allow you to increase the size of the text. I saw there was a new message from D1. Hi D2, I thought you'd like a bit of fun and games via Lana, who sent me this email from her home computer. All our work ones are now being monitored.
Hey Dano, geez, you're lucky you're not here. Dixon is such a pain. Now that his favourite whipping boy is absent, he's got more time to hassle the rest of us. You know how he banned chatting and emails? This is the funny part. I've counted 3 occasions in the last 2 days where Dixon has been leaning on either Justin or Sylvester's door, talking for over half an hour. In each case I sneaked up close enough to overhear the topic, and in each case it sounded something like this. Heading in the back 9, birdie, sliced it, hit my approach shot, albatross. You know how Dixon and Justin and lately Brad love their golf? Bunch of hypocrites. Sonia and I are looking for other jobs every single week, but there just aren't any out there. About the only one we've seen was at that firm in Melbourne that you dealt with in relation to your uncle's estate. They were looking for someone quite experienced. We thought of you, but unfortunately the deadline for applications passed weeks ago. Anyway, hope you're having fun, you lucky bastard. Have an umbrella cocktail for both of us, Lana and Sonia. As you can see, dude, nothing changes. I'll try Skype again tomorrow, D1. It occurred to me how uncannily accurate the last sentence was. Nothing had changed for D1. No matter how crazy things had gotten, his core problems and issues had remained the same. By contrast, there I was watching a stranger sleeping deeply, mouth open against a pillow, a wet mark growing from his saliva. This was a whole new dynamic for me, a misadventure in relation to which I was neither the cause nor a contributor. For a change, I was just a spectator. Okay, viewed in isolation, this particular event was just a storm in a teacup. Zar basically putting himself to sleep with a cocktail of fairly common prescription drugs and some wine. But I had to wonder why. The events hinted at a much bigger problem. He was clearly a troubled young man, and the amount he seemed to have taken before passing out suggested some reasonable habituation to substances. I also reflected that the events of the night had shed a completely different light on my current landscape. Nothing had worked out as I had expected. No eager musos had tried to pick my brain. No attempts had been made to extract promises about recording. We hadn't even gone down to the studio. Rather, these expectations had been subverted by a subtext that had previously escaped entirely my attention. In the end, it took almost 2 hours for Justine to return. It was 10:54 p.m. by then. I suppose she had a way to go. I remember Silvio said he lived in Craigieburn, an outlying suburb, about 40 minutes up the Hume Highway. Justine came in breathless, holding a backpack for Zar and a night bag for herself. She paused to look at Zar and comb his hair off his face, thanked me perfunctorily, and said she would now get herself ready for bed. I showed her where the downstairs bathroom was and left her alone. She was closing the door as I headed up the stairs. Bugsy was waiting for me on the bed when I came into my room. I got out of my gear, turned off the lights, and stood in the darkness watching the sparkling lights of the city through my windows. Then I brushed and flossed my teeth, went to the toilet, and climbed into bed next to Bugsy, who stretched out and pawed me in the face at the same time. 3:23 a.m.
I'm still lying here in the darkness, listening to the dull rumble of the distant traffic, mingling with the stray sounds of indistinct conversation, occasional vowels, and muffled consonants that somehow wind their way up the staircase to the upper floor. I decide to investigate. The sound is coming from the dining area, which is at the bottom of the stairwell to the left. Bugsy and I are only starting the descent to the first landing when I see Justine. Her back is to me, and she is talking to someone on her iPhone using FaceTime. I stop in my tracks, as does Bugsy. I know I shouldn't eavesdrop, but I can't help myself. Bugsy and I crouch down and listen.
There is no point in trying to change things that cannot be changed. You must change. Shan bu zhuan lu zhuan. A mountain cannot turn, but the road can, says a voice. It belongs to an older woman. The accent sounds Chinese, but with a noticeable North American influence.
I know, says Justine.
You must make your own road. You are still young enough, not like me. I'm an old, sick woman. My time has come and gone. Now it is too late. Do you know what most people my age regret the most?
No, Amma.
It is never the things we did. It's always the things we didn't do. When I was your age, there were not so many opportunities for a girl. In Taiwan, life was hard. But still I had some chances. Sadly, I didn't take them. I will always regret this. You know that I once worked with Loretta Hui Shanyang. In those days, we were both young actresses. I wanted to be a movie star, you see, but my father and mother said no, and my brother said no. Later on, your Agong said no, and I was stupid. I listened to them. I let them make a road for me. Jingyi, you must not do the same.
There are so many things happening now. I have so many responsibilities. I can't just abandon them.
Why do you always feel so burdened with duty? Do you know what your brother's name means? Bao Jia means protect the family, but he doesn't do this, and he is already a grown man. No, you must live up to your own name, and you know what it means? Tranquil harmony.
I can't just do whatever I want, Amma.
Why not? And if not now, when? When you are old, it will be too late. What is it you always told me you want to do? See the world, do your painting, yeah? But you don't follow your dreams because of Zeren. That is stupid.
It's not just that.
Is it money? Your Argon would have killed me if he ever heard me saying this. There is more to life than money. I know you work hard. You make a good living. But still you are not happy. Money isn't everything. It is like a painted eggshell that is empty. It is beautiful, but it can also blow away with the wind.
I know. Justine is silent for a while. I peek down in through the gaps of the railing. She still has her back to me. I can see she's holding her phone at chest level in front of her.
You look tired, says the voice. What time is it there?
About 3:35 a.m.
Oh my gosh. And you haven't slept? You must go and sleep now, Jingyi.
I will, Amma.
What is it today, Friday?
No, Saturday. You're 19 hours behind us.
Oh, thank goodness. You can sleep in, no work.
I can't really. We're at a friend's house.
A good friend would let you sleep in.
He's just a colleague, Amma.
We barely know him. Oh, okay. You then get what sleep you can. Later you must go home and rest properly.
There's a brief pause.
I tell you something. If I were there, I would give your brother Paiji.
Justine chuckles. I'll tell him, Amma. 我关心你，再见. From the phone I hear a kiss. Justine lowers the phone and starts to turn. Bugsy and I inch backwards out of view, just in time, and wait in the darkness until her legs pass the stairwell and head towards the bedroom. A moment later we hear the door shutting. Bugsy and I look at each other and then retreat back upstairs. As I'm crawling back into bed, I reflect on my eavesdropping. I feel grubby. There is no excuse. Chalk it up to another one of my character flaws. I'll try not to do it again. 6:32 a.m. I'm awake again. For a moment, I wonder whether the events of the preceding night were a dream, right down to Justine's FaceTime conversation I eavesdropped in the early hours of the morning. Then I hear the clinking of dishes, and am somewhat shocked to see Tsar in the kitchen. He's wiped up the table, and he's almost finished stacking the dishwasher. Surprisingly, he has Bugsy on the bench next to him, and is scratching him under the chin. "Look who's up." "Oh, hi, dude. Sorry if I woke you. I was just trying to clean up the mess. I sort of remember how the night ended, so I figured it was the least I could do." "Bugsy seems to like you," I venture, pointing to my cat. "Yeah, he took a while to warm to me, but we're good mates now." "So how are you feeling?" Not bad. A bit hazy still, you know. It's not like a hangover or anything." "Do you want some coffee or tea?" Yeah, coffee would be good." I put the kettle on. I want to ask him what last night was all about, but I decide not to. "What are you studying at TAFE?" "I'm doing a Cert 4 in Media Studies." "When did you start that?" Just this year. This is my first semester." As if he's read my mind, he adds, "Last couple of years I've been totally fucked up. I'm trying to get my shit together, but I still fall off the wagon every now and again. I'm sorry it had to happen last night." I say nothing for a while as I pour boiling water into the coffee plunger. "Do you take milk and sugar?" Milk, just a spot, no sugar." "That must have been quite a cocktail you took," I say eventually. "Yeah, well, nothing works on me anymore. This time I guess the combination did. I haven't tried the new one before." Here's your coffee. I hope I haven't made it too strong," I say. I don't drink the stuff myself. For whatever reason, I stopped drinking it years ago. Now I only drink tea. I'm hoping it tastes half decent. Tsar seems to be sipping it without complaint. "Say, do you want to check out my studio?" "Yeah, sure. I had a look around when I got up, but I didn't see it anywhere." "Ah, mate, this house is full of surprises. It's in a hidden basement. Follow me."